Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here. And you know we've been doing a lot of coverage on the S20 Ultra. I've had it for a bit of time. That full review is coming very soon. Make sure you're subscribed so you're notified. But I also want to do coverage on the other S20 devices, and I have them both right here. The S20 and the S20 Plus, both 5G devices. Now the official launch is in a few days later this week, so I'm sure some of you are just waiting for your devices to come in. So I want to go ahead and compare the two, maybe give a bit of a size difference. They are in different colors as well. I also want to talk about switching that screen refresh rate once you get it out of the box, and also comparing the two 60 Hertz and 120 Hertz in slow motion and really showing you the difference. So let's go ahead and do a full review of the Galaxy S20, S20 Plus from Samsung, and I'll also be throwing it up next to the S20 Ultra so you can really see those size differences. Let's go ahead and get started. Here are all the boxes for the Galaxy S20 family from Samsung. I did already do an unboxing on the Ultra. I will go ahead and link that down below if you want to check that out after this video. You'll notice on the front of the boxes that they are color coordinated depending on what specific color that you do have. So you can tell my S20 Plus and S20 are different colors. Now these two boxes will have the exact same accessories in them, so I will just go ahead and show off what you get in the box. At the top of the box, just some booklets and your SIM ejection tool, and then moving into the box, of course, was the phone. We'll show that off in just a second, but opening this up, you do have your fast charging adapter, actually super fast charging. This adapter is USB Type-C, and there's a look at the specs on it if you'd like to pause. Next up, of course, can't charge it without a cable. You do have a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable for data transfer and charging. And finally, you do get a bit of an extra, some headphones from Samsung. You'll see Sound by AKG. These are USB Type-C headphones because there is no headphone jack in any of the S20 models. Here they are, pretty basic. They do sound just fine. They do have inline controls, and they do come with some extra tips. All right, that's everything you get in the box with the S20s. Let's move on to the phones. The S20 Plus right here, which is the black variant. And then you do have the blue S20, which I'm a huge fan of. I think this is my favorite color out of any of the colors on the S20s. Yes, there was some plastic to peel off. Also, keep in mind that these phones do come with pre-installed screen protectors, as you can see the cutout around that front-facing camera. So while these two flagships boot up, let's go ahead and do a bit of a size comparison, take a close look at the size differences. So on the back, you'll take a note of how much taller the S20 Plus is. Not crazy, but definitely taller. And it will be just a little bit wider as well. That's with the left sides aligned. Here's a look at the two camera modules side by side. The S20 Plus does have an extra lens. That's actually a depth sensing lens, so it should do a better job at those portrait shots to blur the background. It can kind of detect the depth behind you. Now, they do have the same three lenses though, standard, ultra wide, and telephoto. 12 megapixel for the standard and ultra wide, and then 64 megapixels for the telephoto. And yes, had to add it, a look at the Ultra's camera module. As you can tell, a lot bigger than these two S20 models. But of course, it does have up to 100x zoom, whereas these two only go up to 30x. It's kind of up to you if you really need that 100x zoom. And before we look at the front, here's a comparison of the back of the Ultra and the Plus. As you can tell, size-wise, it's not crazy different, but it is definitely thicker with the Ultra. The Ultra's thickness is fairly noticeable when you're holding it in the hand. And then, of course, a bigger difference with the S20 versus the Ultra size-wise, and of course, thickness as well. All right, I'm going to skip through the setup, not really talk about anything. If you'd like to see the in-display fingerprint scanner setup, I do have it in my Ultra unboxing, but I want to talk about some different things in this unboxing. All right, and there you have it. On the home screen of both of them, you do have a 1/2 inch difference between the screen sizes, 6.2 versus 6.7. And right away, I'm noticing that the 120 Hertz is not enabled. So let's go ahead and do that on one of our phones. Fairly easy to do. Just go into settings, go into display. Now it's kind of up to you if you want to. I highly recommend trying it out. Go to motion smoothness. You'll see 120 Hertz versus 60 Hertz. Just go ahead and hit apply. Just so you know, if you go to screen resolution, you have to have it at 1080p If you do want the 120 hertz as opposed to 1440p, we'll bump it back down to 60 hertz. And here's just a quick demonstration of 60 hertz on the S20 and 120 hertz on the S20 Plus. And you'll notice right away there's a big difference. You can see a lot more frames on the Plus with that higher refresh rate, which emulates that much smoother feel when you're using your phone. And on the Ultra, I've been using the 120 hertz, and there's no way I can actually go back. I would much rather have 1080p 120 hertz than I would 1440p 60 hertz. So here's a close look at those AMOLED displays. Definitely the best displays on any phone out right now, in my opinion, especially with that higher refresh rate. And then I would like to kind of compare the sides so you could really see that curve. It's much more minimal on this version of the S line, but it is still there. And here's the S20 Plus side by side with the Ultra, a 0.2 inch difference in the screen size. And like I said, the bigger difference for me would be the thickness and weight because of the battery size as well. You do have a 5,000 milliamp hour battery on the Ultra. You do have a 4,500 milliamp hour battery on the Plus, and then a 4,000 milliamp hour battery in the S20. And then of course, here is the Ultra in comparison with the S20. I do really like the feel in the hand with the S20. However, I do feel like the S20 Plus is really that sweet spot. It's not quite as thick and bulky. You're going to get a little bit better battery life than you will on the S20. And then of course, there's a price difference between the two models. So drop a comment, let me know which S20 model you think you're going to get, whether it be the S20, S20 Plus, or even the Ultra if you're gonna spend all the way up to $1,400 on the Ultra. Let me know. So there's just another quick look at the back of them. That would be my dual unboxing with both the S20 Plus and the S20 from Samsung. Drop a comment, like I said, let me know what you think. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more. A lot of reviews coming soon now that I'm getting these unboxings out of the way. All the reviews will be dropping very soon. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.